Last day of January 2024. It's almost lunchtime. About noon. So what are we looking at, Chris? Well, we're looking at the bell housing on my 5-speed transmission and this 05 Neon. 2-liter, whatever it is. Yep, 2-liter. And it's being held in by these two motor mount bolts right here. It's the only thing holding it up. Split it off of there, and she's already gapped. This ground wire is laying right where it goes. That's your top starter bolt. Your bottom bolt's on the bottom. You access that from the bottom. So you're looking at 13s and 15s and 18s. This right here is your shift bracket. Got one here, and one down there. There's 3 bolts holds that shift bracket in for your shifter cables. Not really a whole lot up here except that I had to put this hanger on. So when you put the old hanger on, you got to take this thing. This is a harness for your wiring harness. It's a wiring harness carrier. Yeah, back old school, they wouldn't even hardly use that. But as you can see, them 2 bolts are attached to this chain, which is attached to this bar to hold the engine up when I drop the tranny. Now, don't tighten these up. Go find you some different screws and screw them in as tight as they'll go by hand. Don't break your head by running one in there too deep, or snap one off in that head, because that's a good way to break it. Snug this up so it's got some tension on it. And to make a chain like that, well, you get you a chain, get you some reduction wire cutters. Get the old reduction wire cutters, tear that chain up, custom build your chain. That's the second time I've used a chain in this job. One for the drive shaft, same chain, and I modified that chain fit, so I had to custom cut it. Okay, you got the starter bolt right here, way up here, starter. That's the starter. I don't know if you can see it or not. I did bring a flash of white. Okay, that's the starter. That's where the starter goes in. That's one of your case bolts. See where it's split right there? This thing's coming apart. You got 13, 18, 18, 18. This little jewel right here by your power steering cooler, that's a 15 up in there. It should have a Torx head where you can use a Torx on it. 15. You got the 18 here. And this is the bracket. The bracket goes on the bottom of it, so if you want to lose weight, I wouldn't recommend it. But then you got your cover. Okay, cover's got several ways there it's bolted through there. So don't forget to take the cover off, because you ain't gonna be able to take it off there if you don't. Now that she's good and gapped, I'm not sure how I'm gonna get her out of there, but we are coming out. This is your 4th can of bolts. It goes underneath the car for everything to take out underneath. 2nd can of bolts from yesterday. 3rd can of bolts. That's everything on top of the transmission. And the 2 little bolts you took out for your bracket, I would not recommend using those to hang with, because if you damage the threads on them, you need long bolts you can get. Anyway, God bless in the 405. Them 2 bolts there, and she's gone. Laters.